Yesterday, I posted a video about what defensive linemen can be available this coming trade deadline, November the 3rd. Now, on the comments on that video, everybody was asking, can we get Stephon Gilmore? Is it possible for the Arizona Cardinals to make that acquisition, that trade? Now, there's rumors out there that Stephon Gilmore either wants out, or the fact that the Patriots maybe want to capitalize in getting some draft picks for a #1 cornerback being of Stephon Gilmore. We're going to go ahead and focus this video specifically on Stephon Gilmore. Can the Arizona Cardinals go ahead and get him? What will they have to give up to acquire a player like Stephon Gilmore? That's what we're going to dive into today, guys. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, what I wanted to talk about in this video was basically Stephon Gilmore. Is he going to be on the move? Can the Arizona Cardinals get him? I know I was going to focus this video on DBs that could be available this coming trade deadline, but when I was looking at the list of the best top corners in the league, what I really focus on is the struggling teams that are out there that can possibly want to move on from a player to get that draft capital that they can use for the draft. There isn't a lot of good corners out there that are in bad teams, so what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to focus specifically on Stephon Gilmore and to see if, what can the Arizona Cardinals do to really acquire a talent like him. Before we get started, let's go ahead and do our quick due diligence here. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. We do everything with reactions, post games, all that different stuff. So make sure you go ahead and hit that notification bell as well, just so you're aware when I drop the next video and when I go live. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into it here. Obviously, the trade deadline is coming pretty soon. We're talking about maybe 5 to 6 days. Now, this is a very exciting time during the NFL season, being right in the middle, that, possible trades, mock trades, all that different stuff. So it gets a lot of excitement for teams that are needing that extra 1 or 2 pieces to go ahead and help them get into the playoffs. The biggest name that's being thrown out right now is none other than probably the best corner in a lot of national people's eyes, being Stephon Gilmore right now. I believe he's 30 to 31 years old currently right now, and he's still sitting at a very, very #1 spot, being the best corner in the league in the NFL. Now, that's all up to debate. Obviously, I will go ahead and high regard Patrick Peterson, very high up there as well. Maybe not #1 anymore, but I still think Patrick Peterson is a very great quarterback. But the truth of the matter here is that the Patriots are not having the best start to their season right now. Now, this would probably be the best opportunity for the Patriots to get a cornerback and put him in a trading block to see if they can get a load for this next coming draft, acquire some draft picks to see if they can go ahead and get some next talent, some next young talent right now. And I think that's what the rage is right now, is what's going to happen with Stephon Gilmore. Does he want out, or does, the Patriots want to maybe capitalize in something like this? Now, I personally would do that as well. I would see if I can get a really, really big load for the NFL draft and, kind of shopping around, Stephon Gilmore. But it really has to be for the right price. We can't kind of give him away for like a 4th or a 5th round pick. Just makes no sense, especially because he's still listed as a #1 type cornerback. You gotta have to use that to your advantage as a team. The idea of the Arizona Cardinals getting a player like Stephon Gilmore would be really exciting, especially since we have Patrick Peterson, as well as having, Byron Murphy in the slot. Really exciting things to happen. I would love to see the pair pretty much try to go into the playoffs and try to make a Super Bowl run. That would be really, really awesome to see, especially because Stephon Gilmore is really, really talented. We know what Patrick Peterson can do, so that would be really exciting to see. Now, what does the Arizona Cardinals have to do to, acquire a player like that? I honestly, in my specific opinion, I get he's 30, but he's still playing like probably the #1 corner in all of football right now. Now, I get it. The defense, the Patriots aren't looking so hot right now. So obviously, if the team isn't working perfectly, he's not going to look that good. So this might be the best opportunity to pounce right now to see if we can get a player like Stephon Gilmore. Now, obviously, what I would give, I don't think they would accept anything less than a 2nd or a 3rd. Personally, you might have to go ahead and clump up some draft picks together and offer them a package. They're not going to give them away for just a 2nd. I don't think the Patriots are going to do anything like that. Now, obviously, when we got Chandler Jones, we ended up giving a second. So that might be a possibility. You never know. I honestly do feel like it's really based off the relationships of the GMs and how well they know each other. Who can cut the best deal going on right now? What's the relationships with the GM? So honestly, it's really up to Steve Keim to see if we can get that Keim time, deal that's going on currently right now, and seeing if we can acquire a Stephon Gilmore. Now, there's been a lot of people reaching out to me saying that there's like a lot of sources within the Arizona Cardinals saying, hey, there's something big that's going to happen pretty soon. They're trying to get a big time player. Now, I personally don't like listening to those rumors personally until it actually happens. Now, the reason for that is because I've heard it before. I've heard like, hey, there's a possibility that this is going to happen for a big time player, and nothing happens, and we're kind of just sitting there in anticipation and saying, hey, what the heck happened? Nothing happened. So I get why people do it, because sometimes they have some information on the inside and sometimes deals fall through. So, but the thing is that they end up looking like kind of the boy who cried wolf type of thing. So I like to stay away from that personally. I don't want to say anything like, oh, there's going to be this big time player happening, because I don't have any inside information at all. But I think the truth of the matter here is that getting a player like Stephon Gilmore will automatically elevate this defense to a whole nother level, a level probably into maybe beating the NFC West division, because honestly, if we can have both of them back there, Patrick Peterson and Stephon Gilmore would be a tandem like I haven't seen in quite some time. So I'd be really excited to see something like that, but I'm really curious to find out what you guys really think the Patriots will give up Stephon Gilmore for. Like, what do you think that they would want in return? Go ahead and put that in the comments below. There's a lot of people out there that don't think that a team will give up a big load for Stephon Gilmore. I honestly think, in my opinion, that they are expecting a package deal to kind of get a player like him. I don't know, but I'm really curious to figure out what you guys think here. What I would give up if I was an Arizona Cardinal GM, I probably would say a second, maybe a third for next year. The thing that's really tricky, because Stephon Gilmore is 30 years old. So if he can still play in this type of caliber play, then hey, we're good. We're awesome. We're good. The only situation, the big risk in this is, what if he does, regress? What if he does not like the scheme of Vance Joseph? What if he doesn't gel with this defense like he did with the Patriots? That's the tricky part of the situation here, is where I would love to get Stephon Gilmore, absolutely, but it's going to have to be at the right price. I wouldn't want to risk not getting a good, young, talented cornerback, offensive lineman in the draft, paying him super cheap, in risking getting, Stephon Gilmore. That's not going to work out for us. But I mean, I get it. This is a risky business. It is. You're not going to be able to do anything unless you take these big risks. Completely understand that aspect of it all, but it can definitely derail a team as well, because you're getting an older type cornerback that can either work or cannot work within your defensive scheme. But we'll see what happens, guys. Every time I post a video, I feel like there's something that always happens. So hopefully that trend continues, and maybe we'll get another trade for the Arizona Cardinals, or not. If Arizona Cardinals, maybe a different team in the NFL. But we'll see exactly what happens. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think the Arizona Cardinals should do to get Stephon Gilmore. That's all I got for this episode, guys. Thank you so very much, and I am out. Thank you.